All right, three, two, one. We are live. So, hello everybody. My name's Gareth, and please welcome Lynette. She is the soon-to-be very famous YouTuber, Wizard PhD, and so thanks very much for jumping on our channel. Today is evidently someone at Niantic or Portkey got their date wrong, because the launch date was supposed to be tomorrow, and lo and behold, we have the game today. So we are going to be talking a little about that today. We're also going to talk to Lynette about the event that she went to last week, which is super, super cool. Yep, there it is right there. So.
We're live.
We are definitely live. We are definitely live, you know. So so we're going to talk to Lynette in a second here. If you want to make a comment, please do. There's a comment section. If you want to get your name and your friend code on the screen, I'll be posting a BeLive. You have to allow Facebook to access that information. So I'll create the link. The link will go on there. Just click on it. It says, hey, I'm okay with my name being on the screen. Post where you're from. And post your friend code, and then give us a comment. We will be getting into the comments here pretty soon. But in order for your name to be on the screen, please put that in there. So, and you are welcome to answer questions at any time. So, Lynette, welcome to. I'm calling this page the officially unofficial Wizards Unite headquarters on Facebook. So,
for sure.
Obviously, the game is live, or at least in the US and the UK, I'm pretty sure. And then it's going to roll out here, I think, if they don't have any issues with the scale, they're going to roll it out pretty fast. So so let's talk a little bit about you. And so your channel is Wizard PhD. You are a YouTuber. And tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me where you're from. Tell me about your channel.
Yes. So hello, I am Professor Lynette, or that's how I go by. My channel is Wizard PhD. All you have to do is go to youtube.com/wizardphd, one word. I currently live in Tucson, Arizona, where I'm a professor in real life, which is why I call myself that. Yes, and I've been having my channel since the game was announced in November 2017. So any WooTubers or Wizards Unite YouTubers that you may have seen, I've been talking to those humans since November of 2017, and we have been waiting so long for this game. Sorry, my dog Winston is here. Yeah, basically, a lot of us want to show off our local communities. We are all huge Harry Potter fans. We've read the books, we've seen the movies. We definitely believe that we are part of the wizarding world, and we have been watching closely this game and want to defeat the calamity. We're all about it. So as y'all have probably known, that the teasers have been rolling out for a while now, for over 6 months. And so my channel is all about the details. So I'm the professor. I'm all into deep magical knowledge. I am primarily about this storyline for the game, helping with tips and tricks, leveling up professions. There is so much content in this game. Like, it's overwhelming. I don't even know where to begin. But if you are looking for a YouTuber to follow, you can subscribe to my channel. I do have to do one really quick disclosure that, and we'll be talking about this. I think, Gareth, you'll be asking me questions about it, but I do need to thank WB for sponsoring me as a content creator. 2 days ago, I was in Hollywood and I was playing Wizards Unite at Hogwarts, and they paid for my travel. They paid for my early access. So the second that this game is live and available for you, I highly recommend you check it out. But I do need to say thank you to WB for that sponsorship.
For sure, yeah. All right, so just to get everyone that's kind of jumping on board here, a quick introduction. My name's Gareth. I'm the admin of this page. This is Professor, excuse me, I did not introduce you as Professor Lynette from Wizard PhD. And we're going to be just kind of talking tonight. The goal tonight is I want to introduce you to Lynette as a YouTuber. That's where you're going to get your primary content. And so I highly recommend that you follow her on YouTube and subscribe. But tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about Lynette's channel. I do want to ask you about that special event last week, or a few days ago, because it was one of those under wraps NDA things that only a handful of people know. So now that you can talk about it, we definitely want to talk to you about that. And then I've asked Lynette to please just mention 10 things that you need to know to get you started with the game. I'd love to have Lynette come back maybe in a few weeks' time to maybe talk about some of the finer details of the game. But for tonight's purposes, there's so many new people on here. I don't want to talk about people's heads. Don't get me wrong, there's some pros on here already. But for the most part, everyone is a beginner. And so let's kick this off with the event at Universal. So everyone's jealous that you got to go. I'll get that there. B, I am not sponsored, but I would like to be. So shout out to Warner Brothers, especially for any future events, because I know they have them coming out. So how long ago did you know this event was going to take place?
I got an email 2 weeks before the event. So whatever 2 weeks is before the 18th, on June 4th, I got an email from a Harry Potter Wizards Unite representative, and it was just a generic save the date. We want to invite you to an exclusive event at Universal Studios Hollywood. And so that was the kickoff for the event. So I am in contact with Wizards Unite YouTubers, and James from Expecto Go actually was one of the first to post in the chat, and I believe he shared his screenshot of the email that we got on his Twitter. And so that's when we were finding out that a few of us were invited. We didn't know how many people were invited. We didn't know any details of the event. All we had was save June 18th as the date. And that's what kicked off everything. So yeah, it was 2 weeks before the event. We all got, or the ones that got invited, we got email invitations.
When did they, other than the event, how long have you been in contact with them? Does this go back longer than 2 weeks, right? Did they set things up with you before then, or as far as being a WooTuber? Yeah. Right.
So there a few WooTubers, so Expecto Go is one of them, a few other content creators. I don't have a list off the top of my head. Yeah. They had been getting email communication from WB since the Niffler teaser. So I don't know if y'all remember the Niffler that was trapped in the arcade game. And they got provided access to the video files. And so there were people who were already under influencer agreement. And that was since February, because that was around Valentine's Day. This is the first time WB had contacted me. The first time. I had been following a lot of the employees from Niantic and from WB on Twitter. So I had some occasional interactions of like someone would like my tweet or I would tweet at them. But this is the first official contact that I received from them.
And then, so when did you first know the go live date?
They told us at the event. So
at the event. Okay.
Yes, the game trailer that went live yesterday, I don't even know what time it is. The game trailer that went live, and it said that the game was launching June 21st in the US and the UK. That was the first thing they showed us when we had the presentation. And so I have like a little clip on my channel right now, one of my latest videos, where it's just my reaction. They asked us not to film that full thing in entirety, but it was my reaction, and they showed it to us. When we first checked into the event, we did know that our embargo on the gameplay, so we knew we were going to play the game, but we couldn't post anything about it until this morning, 6 a.m. Pacific, which is why I posted a video at 6 a.m. Pacific today. But then I opened my app because I still had it on my phone from the event, and everything was live. So they told us June 21st, but the game actually went live this morning, but we didn't find out until 2 days ago.
So you didn't know that they were going to push it early?
No, we had no idea.
Any idea why they did push it early, or it's just they just decided to get it out there?
I don't know. I think that they've been waiting and I think it's been ready. And I think that they just really wanted to have that last hype. So we were told in the email that this was a launch event. So it was very likely. I thought that the game was going to launch yesterday. But yeah, everything, it seems like they've been planning this for a while and that this has always been the plan. But they didn't give us any reason for why it launched early.
All right. So you get the call up. You're going to LA. Thank goodness you didn't go to Florida because I heard the Hagrid ride was an absolute nightmare. So for those that jumped in line for 10 hours, more power to you. So I will be going, but just not when the line's 10 hours. But then so you get the call up. You fly out Wednesday morning, right, for the Wednesday night event.
So the event was actually on Tuesday. So I flew out 7 a.m. Tuesday morning, and we knew that the event wasn't starting until 4:30.
Got it. So there wasn't much. If anything went wrong with your flights, you're going to be in trouble there. So, okay, so you get to LA, and they pick you up at the airport as a group and take you off to Universal. Where did you go?
So when we went to Universal, so I met up with some WooTubers. That's where I met up with Pokemon Master Holly. We were all staying at a hotel right there. So there was a shuttle that just took us there. We checked in. We signed documents saying that we weren't going to post anything until today. And they gave us wristbands. They told us to wait outside and that they would let us know when it was time to go in. So we all just hung out, mingled with people. They gave us little park passes. And yeah, so we were just waiting for Niantic employees to lead us over to the special area that they set up.
So was it, where was the special area? Was it in the park then, or?
Yes, it was in the park. It was, I'm not as familiar with the layout, but it was it looked like it was just, it would be an open area, but they enclosed it with this shrubbery. So there is another Wizards Unite YouTuber who he flew out on his own dime and just wanted to hang out with us. And so he didn't have a pass. So he was just kind of standing outside the shrubs trying to listen and look in. But they closed it off. There were buffet tables all around, music playing. It was just open and everyone was available there to talk to. Game developers, marketing team people. Just everyone was hanging out. And so they closed us off and there was a stage area. So we knew that they were going to be showing us a presentation. We knew that Tiffany Haddish was our guest star, the one who was kind of the host of the evening.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we just spent the first hour. So even though we got there at 4, nothing really happened until 5:30 in terms of the presentation.
All right. So if you're just joining me, this is Professor Lynette from Wizarding World fame. And tell us a little bit about your channel quickly so we can introduce to the folks that just jumped on.
Yes, you can check me out, youtube.com/wizardphd. I have a whole catalog of videos I have been making since November 2017. I'm currently in Tucson, Arizona. And I have so much content like on my cameras and phone right now. So I don't have anything up right now other than a few live streams from earlier where I'm playing the game. But I am all about helping y'all learn how to play Wizards Unite and live out your Wizarding World dreams. And yeah, I think I can post the link in the comments again, but youtube.com/wizardphd.
Please give her a follow. So we're talking a little bit about the special event, which happened a couple nights ago. Lynette was one of the handful of WooTubers. For those of you new, WooTubers are Wizards Unite YouTubers. So from here on out, it's considered WooTubers. And we actually had James on our channel the other night, and he was talking very encryptingly about the event. He couldn't say much, so I thought we had to get Lynette on the channel to talk a little bit about more. So I have a few more questions about the actual event, and then Lynette's going to give us a handful of tips or tricks for those of you that are new to the game. So, all right. So obviously John Hankey, I'm assuming, gets on stage, welcomes you all, and he says it's going to be the greatest game ever, and we want you to play it tonight. So did they give you a sense of the rollout, whether it's going to be a month, 3 days for the rest of the world? Because obviously we got it in the US 1 day early. It's in the UK, I'm pretty sure, and I haven't heard much rollout. I mean, obviously New Zealand and Australia have had it for a while, but did they talk a little about the rollout, or they're kind of keeping it still under wraps?
Yeah, they didn't tell us how long that the rollout would take. All we knew was that June 21st was the date, but clearly it's here already. I've been talking to a few people who are playing right now, so it's live. I'm not sure in terms of other regions, but all I know right now is that we have people playing in the US for sure.
I have to think that the rollout is going to be dependent upon user load. So I don't think a ton of people know when the rollout's going to happen in the rest of the world. So I'm getting this question inundated, and I just don't know. I don't think many people know. But when it's live, it's live. So we woke up this morning, and lo and behold, it was there. So for those of you that are just joining us, this is Professor Lynette from Wizard PhD. If you want to learn more about Harry Potter Wizards Unite, there's a ton of content on her site. So do me a favor, give her a follow, a like, a subscribe. For sure, we need to get her to the 1,000 subscribers. So that's the goal of these live feeds. get you over that hump. So. With it going live this weekend, I have no doubt you're going to get this. But if we can help in any way, we sure can. So we're talking a little bit about the special event that happened on Tuesday night out in LA. A handful of WooTubers got early access to the game. And if you stick around for a few minutes, we will be talking a little bit about some of the beginning keys and benefits, or things that you might need to know to kind of at least give yourself the best possible start. So back to the special events. So they talk about the game, but I want to know, did they let you play it on your phone, or did they have kind of separate devices that they allowed you to play on or something?
Yeah, so they sent us an email the night before, like less than 24 hours before, and they were like, fill out this form, put your information down. So I currently have an iPhone, and they wanted my Apple ID. And there's an app called Test Flight, and so that's for developers and to give feedback for any beta versions. And so we knew that we were going to get an email notification to be able to download the game. So the whole time, all of us were checking our phones, checking our email, waiting. And Kellen from Wizard Tricks, he's kind of in the LA area. I was sitting next to him at my table. And during the presentation, Tiffany Haddish was talking, representatives were talking, and he got the email link, and I couldn't find mine. So he had downloaded the game. It was on his phone. So this game has been on my phone since Tuesday. And so that was around 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. That's when the mass email to the people who were invited, we got our emails, we set up our account. It took a long time for the game to load, but in terms of getting it up and running, after we let it load in the park, we were having some connectivity issues with the Wi-Fi. But once we got that set, then it was just instant, like ready, and we started playing. So I started playing this game at the end of the presentation, 5:36 p.m. that evening. Okay.
And then how long did they give you to play the game, or?
I left the park at 8:30, but I know people stayed there longer. It was very, very relaxed. So we had the special access, we had the wristbands. So I don't know how long the other WooTubers stayed out. So I'll just note, I have a chronic condition, and this is also on my YouTube channel. I have lupus, which is an autoimmune condition. So I deal with a lot of joint pain and muscle aches. And so I wasn't sure if I was going to make this trip, but I was feeling good. So I did have to leave at 8:30 and go back to the hotel room. So yeah, a pretty solid 2 hours of playing, but not really super like. The thing about this game is that it's not a lot of pressure. So there's so much that you can do that it doesn't feel like. I feel like I have a sensory overload when I'm playing. Like there's just so much that you can access. And so we were running around the park, taking AR pictures, doing fortresses, doing all the things on that were available. But mostly the focus was foundables, which we can also talk about.
Sure. Yeah. So I just threw a link up to your YouTube channel.
Yes.
It's also in the comments. And so for those of you joining us, Professor, please refer to her as Professor Lynette, YouTuber, Wizard PhD, not Wizard PhD. I made that mistake earlier. So welcome to the channel. And you are episode 2. We had James on here the other day. And if you're not familiar with the YouTubers out there, there's a handful of them that are doing phenomenal work. If you got to give them a subscribe. I did say I'd give James a shout out on this channel, and so expect to go give him a follow as well. But please give Lynette a follow, a subscribe on YouTube. And so if you want to keep that content coming, you got to support them. And so and for everyone that's kind of new to this Facebook page, I've kind of coined this the unofficial official Facebook page of Wizards Unite. And so there is a specific link in the announcements for the friend codes. Please do not directly send me your friend code. I'm getting inundated. Obviously, the game went live today. I'm literally getting thousands of friend codes. If you want to get your friend code out there, please post it in the announcement. There's a specific thread. Give us your friend code. Give us your location, which obviously helps for future reference when you start attacking those fortresses and all that. It'll be nice to have some friends on board. So, but please, the page is getting inundated, which is great. I love it. The bigger, the better. For sure, post it in there if you want to get seen, because I just can't get everyone's friend code out there. So, all right. So again, welcome, Professor Lynette from Wizard PhD, a YouTube channel. So just to finish off with the event. So the event finishes. We're talking about the event that was for a handful of special folks on Tuesday night. The event finishes. You make it back to your hotel room. It's just done then at that point. Like, hey, see you later. Or
yeah. It was just there. Yeah. So as soon as, and like I said before, it was completely overwhelming because as a content creator, I also have my camera, my phone, and like, I'm trying to juggle everything at once. I tried my best to avoid any beta gameplay. And so I live on the internet, but I was also trying to have that first authentic experience when I finally got the game. So I had some familiarity with the mechanics. So as a longtime player of Pokemon Go, I'm familiar with Niantic products. So that was pretty, set. But there is a little bit of a learning curve in terms of figuring out what it is exactly that you're supposed to do. But once we got the game loaded, so all of us were clicking on all the buttons. And one of the first things that we did was add friends. So at this point, the friend feature will give you bonus XP for wizarding challenges, which are fortresses where you encounter foes, take them down. We weren't close to any fortresses in our special event area. So we knew that we had to exit that area and go to Hogwarts and start doing our main gameplay there. So all the gameplay that we were accessing were foundables, which are memories from across the wizarding world. And there are, I don't even know what the count is right now. I believe that we knew that there were going to be over 100 different kinds of foundable encounters. So if you've seen from the gameplay trailer, Harry getting his soul sucked by the Dementor, like that would be an example of a foundable where your job is to dispel the confoundable, to release it and have the foundable return back to the wizarding world. And all of this is out here because of the Calamity. The Calamity is a mystery. And so that's also a huge piece, is the storyline of this game. What is happening? What's going on?
Awesome. And so so they release into the world. Did they give you any type of hints on some WizFests or anything like that? Or they just said, hey, stay tuned?
The one question that I wish I had asked someone was, what are you going to call it? I want to know what they're calling it. Is it WizFest? Is it something else? Okay, so there will be an event soon. They didn't tell us a date. They told us that there will be an event.
Got it. Okay, so stay tuned, right?
Yes.
And when, no, I'm not saying that you know when the date is, but when you do know when the date is, where can everyone that's watching right now find that date? What is your channel?
My channel, youtube.com/wizardphd. If you're also, so I'm on Facebook. Here, I'll type it again. You can also click on my name, Wizard PhD. I have my own Facebook page. I post regularly on social media. I am, let's see if I can get Twitter. I am at Prof. Lynette, if that's your jam. Instagram, I am at Professor Lynette. I'm tapping this. Oops. I'm tapping us in the comments so people can also pick their social media of choice.
Perfect.
But yes.
Cool. I am going to post a link here for people want to comment. There's a thread going here, and if you want me to throw it on the screen with your name and your friend code, I can do that. I'm going to post a link in here. Let's see if I can find it. So once that's, while I'm looking for this, while I'm looking for this, any events and all that, obviously you being, do you want to talk a little bit about the kind of Warner with the WB games kind of tie in there? Obviously you'll get the content before everyone, correct?
Yes. So I'm in contact with several WB employees. So I'm part of an influencer network, and they have been watching WooTubers, and people came up to me and they were like, "Oh, Wizard PhD," which was wild. But I should have information for any updates. Like this is just the beginning. So I know that this game is fully ready. It's ready to go. It's playable. Any future events or activities, I will be one of the first to know. So be sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel and you can follow my travels and adventures. Also, real quick again, I gotta say thank you, WB, for sponsoring my trip to Hollywood. This is, 2 days ago. And they paid for my travel. They paid for early access to the game and for me to share my experience with all of you. So I have a couple of videos on my channel right now where you can see some of the event. You can see some of what happened at the presentation with Tiffany Haddish. I don't think I have the John Hinkey clip up just yet, but there's tons of, if you want to see glimpses from that launch event, you should check out my channel right now and watch those videos.
Awesome. We are going to have some Q&A a little bit later. I just threw on the screen this little link. It's in the comments as well. If you click on that, Facebook has some pretty tight privacy policies. So if you want me to see your name on the screen and give you a shout out, just click on that FAQ Believe TV comments. It'll allow Facebook to throw your name on there. Tell me where you're from. Throw some questions on there, and we'll get you on the screen. We're gonna move across to. I've asked Professor Lynette from YouTube fame. Her channel is in the comments box here, so it's Wizard PhD. So all the links are in. Please do me a favor and it's only through content that she provides that you're going to learn about the game, and it just helps the sustainability of the game as well. So welcome to this Facebook page. I'm your admin, Gareth. My job is to introduce the game to everyone and introduce you to the game's primary protagonists, of which one of them is standing or sitting right across from me. So we're super pumped to have you here. This is episode number 2. James did a great job. So I said, James, if we keep doing this, it's because of you. If we don't do it, it's because of you. And same goes for you, Lynette. So if we keep doing this, it's because you've done a great job. So right now, we're going to keep doing it. No, you're doing great. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So yeah, for those of you that want to comment, do me a favor if you don't mind. Follow the link under my name there. My name is Gareth Wilford. Follow that link. It'll allow Facebook to post your name to the screen. We will throw you up there. And I'm going to throw, there we go. We got Lynette's. There we go. Twitter is Prof. Lynette. Instagram is Professor Lynette. So please give those other social medias a follow as well. So we've spoken a little bit about a channel. We've spoken a little bit about the special event the other night. But the main reason I've asked Lynette to come on here is obviously the game went live today, 1 day ahead of schedule. No one's complaining. I've fielded about 27,000 requests for if I know what the actual date is going to be, and I have had no idea. And so I'm glad it's out there. I don't have to fill that question. Now I'm getting 1 million friend requests, so I appreciate every single one of them. I can't comment to all of them because there's thousands. If you want your friend code to be out there on our page, please go to the announcements. There is a specific thread just for your friend codes. My suggestion is to post your friend code and then go ahead and post your location as well. I think it's going to help in the future as well as we realize what more is going to be done with those friend codes. So as we move on to phase 3 over here, before we get to the Q&A, thanks everyone for joining us. I can't see where you're from because I can't see. Facebook's not letting me allow it. We have, I see Mitch Kelly's on. I'm pulling it up on my phone. Angela Leon from Southern California, welcome aboard. Mark Stevens from Ann Arbor, Michigan. There is a tie into you're not from Ann Arbor, but where about did you grow up in Michigan? Or where about you from Michigan?
Oh, I lived in Lansing, Michigan for 5 years.
Lansing, Michigan. So there's a small tie in there. So Heather Renee Dean from Cincinnati, Ohio. For those of you that don't know, I am from Indianapolis, so I consider Cincinnati in there. Heather Renee just subscribed to your channel, Lynette. So thank you very much for subscribing. We appreciate it. Hello to Angela Clay Robinson. I know Angela. How you doing, Ellen? And from Melbourne, Florida, Jalen Myers. Thanks very much, everyone. We really appreciate you jumping on board. I hope you've all had a chance to play the game. If not, download it. You're missing out. The great thing about this game is it's not a race to see how much power you can get so you can compete against other people. It's one of those games where you can kind of take it at your own pace, which I think is fantastic. So if you're a slow goer, no worries. You're not going to lose out by any mean. And if you're one of those people that are going to race through the game, more power to you. So did they mention anything about kind of, I've heard like 2 years is going to be the kind of the first storyline tying into kind of the London 5. Did they talk storylines a little bit, or is it more just kind of basic gameplay at this point?
No. So I do know Niantic posted a blog. It's on wizardsunite.com. There's like a blog section that has different information. They recently did a developer post, and there was information that the game, the mystery of the calamity of the missing London 5, it's basically puzzle pieces spread out throughout the entire game. And so I noticed this while I was playing, is that when you do anything in the game, and especially when you unlock rewards to get XP or items or whatever, there will be a pop-up menu that you have different characters. Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, Constance Pickering, who is the lead of the Statute of Secrecy Task Force. They'll pop up and they'll give you little tidbits of information. So a main player, there's a video on my channel right now that I have a theory of how the London Five disappeared. It involves key players of Gareth Greengrass, who also works at the Ministry of Magic, and Grim Folly, whose wife, Penelope, is one of the London Five that's missing. So in the gameplay trailer that we saw, we didn't get much information about the London Five, but that information, there are little tidbits that pops up while you play the game. So this is a lot to keep track of in terms of what are the clues. There's, I did not get a timeline to answer your question on when the next layer of the story is going to come out. But the general sense is that there are all these little clues, and that's why it's called Wizards Unite. I mean, you have all of us working together. We're trying to contain the calamity. And so basically, if you know those like little detective things with clues and wires and all of that, that is basically what people who want to figure out this storyline, that is going to be a option to have you try to figure that out. So in terms of trying to figure out this calamity and then like what's next, that has been a major question for some of the WooTubers is like, okay, let's say that we, you know, fix this calamity. What's next? I am confident that they have a long-term story arc for this entire wizarding world, and that's what makes this game so magical. Is that it's so immersive. It's you can just play it anywhere. You can try to figure out the story. You can try to level up. I'm currently at level 9, but there's so much information.
That's awesome. So for those of you that are just jumping on board now, we appreciate your support. My guest tonight is Professor Lynette from YouTube fame. And actually, I've posted her Twitter handle, which is @ProfLynette, and her Instagram, which is @ProfessorLynette, with a ton of content on YouTube as well. So I will post that link as well, or it's in the comments as well. So you're getting quite a few subscribes. So thank you very much to everyone that's kind of jumping across there and subscribing to Lynette's page. And so I see we got Jennifer McDonald from upstate New York just joined us. Jennifer, I see you have a question on spell energy. We'll get there in a second. I'll post it up there. We'll answer your questions as best we can. So again, thanks very much to Lynette for joining us. And so my name is Gareth. I am the admin of the page. And I just want to kind of say thank you to everyone that's kind of jumped on. My goal with this page is to make everyone a Harry Potter Wizards Unite expert, or if you can't be an expert, to get the most fun out of the game as possible. And one of the best ways to do that is to kind of learn from the best. So I'm going to try and have experts at least once a week for these live drop-ins. And this week, our expert is Lynette from Wizard PhD, her YouTube channel. So as you're sitting here watching, please jump across there, give her some support, give her a subscribe. It definitely helps. And so, and then Lynette, do you want to give a shout out to WB as well? It's important, right?
Yes. Thank you so much, WB, for sponsoring me. My travel early access. I was in Hollywood 2 days ago. It was an amazing experience playing at Hogwarts. Definitely the second that this game is available, y'all should download it and just start playing your wizarding adventure. Definitely recommend all that there is in this game. Check it out.
And we are just scratching the surface for, I'm assuming everyone knows that the game is now live. And so for some of you that are jumping on board, I said someone jump on board. I can't see the name. So it's very early in the morning in, I believe it's London. So actually Blackpool. I'm sorry, Blackpool. So I can't see your name. I'll post it on the screen here. And so someone is awake at 1:40 in the morning watching here. So that is very much appreciated. It's not necessary, but it's appreciated. Sure. You're welcome to jump on here whenever you want. And so before we get to the Q&A, Lindy, if you don't mind, we have a lot of new people on this page, right? And so some of them are either just about to download the game. Some of them are probably still expecting the game to be launched tomorrow. Just so you know, if you're in the US, the game is live, so you can jump on it right now. So if you can, just give us 5 to 10 things that you think is imperative for people to know to kind of get the game off to a good start. So
yes, okay. So there's a lot of information buttons. Don't be scared to just click on the info and read through. This is not necessarily a marathon. This is a long-term game, like play for the rest of your life type game. That is how I would describe this. So there's a lot of information. You can just take it slow. There will be screens so that you can read more about what's happening. There's a lot of tutorial, like ministry little finger pointings that'll tell you where to push. But basically anything that you can interact with on the screen, you just click on it. And it'll be either a foundable. There are different registry logos. I don't know if I show my phone to my camera, if y'all can see it clearly, but so there are different registry logos. And so those little icons will pop up on your map. Those are foundables. I don't have any currently around me right now, but yeah, just start clicking. And then spell tracing is kind of a big key to get started. Is just trace it as fast as you can and try to do it fairly accurately, but you don't want to go slow with it. But as soon as you start collecting foundables, that's when you'll be able to place stickers and get your registry started. So be sure to take advantage of all the info buttons. Just like Pokemon Go, it doesn't really tell you exactly how to play, but if you click around, it's pretty intuitive, I think, to just get it started. There are 6 types of clickable things. So I keep talking about foundables. So these are the memories that were displaced that you need to send back to the Wizarding World, and that was caused by the calamity. Energy is the limiting factor in this game. Every single thing you do, every spell trace that you do, every swipe, everything that you can possibly do in this game takes up energy. Let's see how many, let me check to see how much energy that I have right now. I believe 75 is the initial amount of energy that they give you, but you can spend gold pieces to expand that. But so like, let's say you start the game, you're at 75 energy, then every time I do a spell, it goes down 1 to 74, 73, 72. You replenish your energy by visiting inns. Let's see if I can also get that up on the screen. I don't think I'm close enough. Oh, wait, here. Okay. All right. Oops. So this little tiny thing is just a building. If you play Pokemon Go, they don't map one-to-one, but it's a point of interest that is at a location. So this is like all Niantic games location-based. They're using their same platform to have that overlay of the map. That's where you go into an inn, and I can't go in there right now, and you trace a little spell to eat to eat food from the Wizarding World, and you can replenish your energy. So my recommendation is to go to a park or a concentrated area to be able to replenish your energy. Okay, let's see. Oh, I don't know how many that was. So inns, greenhouses are another location where you can get items from. There's me. This little blue area is a greenhouse. My partner has gotten energy from there, but inns and greenhouses, it'll be like a mixed bag in terms of what, well, at inns you will always get energy, but greenhouses you can get items instead for potions. Ingredients pop up on the ground, and so they're really tiny. You want to collect that. there is a lot of room for expanding your vault. So if you just want to keep playing, I haven't had any issues. I had this morning I ran out of energy, but for the most part, where I'm playing, there's a lot of concentration of stops, so I was able to replenish my energy. Port key portmanteaus. That is also something that will pop up in the game. So port keys transport you to Wizarding World locations. The little, I'm trying to get it to focus, but the little house looking thing that will pop up around you, you can click on it. This is where your distance comes in. So if you're about walking around, this is an encounter that you can do. You unlock the port key. And so I currently have a 10K. So we have 10K, 5K, 2K. And then when you go into the port key, you can go into a Wizarding World location, like Hagrid's Hut, and you can collect items there. Sorry, I feel like I've been talking for a while now. Foundables we talked about. And then fortresses are wizarding encounters where you have foes to combat. And that is, it's really difficult to solo at first. So I would recommend getting your friends together, people who want to play this game with you. And fortresses, I think, are the most complex in terms of I have all my mental energy. I am totally immersed in that game play, and you're working together. You split up. There might be 5 foes, and you're on a timer for 5 minutes. So yeah, I don't know. Just check it out. Like it is a lot. It's a lot of complexity, and people have said that it takes a while to get used to. But those are the main encounters that you'll be able to do in the game. I think I'll pause there.
No, that's a good place to pause because I really want to introduce you. We've got a bunch more people that jumped on you. So my guest here tonight is Lynette. Lynette has a couple. I'm going to try and see if I can find the post with all your... there we go. So your YouTube channel is youtube.com/wizardphd. So there's a boatload of content on there. Lynette has been a avid follower of the game since it was first announced in November of 2017. So please give her a like, a follow, and I'll see if I can find your Twitter account again in the comments. I can post it on the screen. There we go. So give her a follow on YouTube, and then give her a follow on Twitter at Prof Lynette, and on Instagram at Professor Lynette. So if you want to take a deeper dive into some of the content, we'll just scratch the surface here tonight, but I think it's a good starting point. My suggestion is if you're coming from Harry Potter, from Pokemon Go, it's a similar type of dexterity working your way around your phone. If you're new, thing to do is just to kind of get in there, get started, and start playing around. It's what everyone did with Pokemon Go, and we figured it out pretty quickly. If you want to kind of speed up just a little bit, go ahead and follow Lynette's YouTube channel because there's a lot more content on that. So, Lynette, a couple questions before you go. I'm going to see if anyone has any for you online here. Is there anything that will spawn more confoundables when in rural areas? Does that question make sense?
Yes. Okay. So if you are in an area, all you need is one inn. You can place what is called a dark detector on an inn location at point of interest. And it's similar to a lure, or at least that was my experience this morning. So in Pokemon Go, you place a lure, more stuff pops up in the area. That is what happened with me this morning. So I was at a concentration of different inn locations. And if you click on it, there should be a button on the bottom right where you have a dark detector, and you get those from also interacting with encounters in the game. It's a 30-minute dark detector. You place that on the inn, and foundables will start spawning. So that would be my number one recommendation, is to place dark detectors. You can stack dark detectors onto a single inn. You can stack up to 3. I was playing with one other person, so we had 2 dark detectors going for pretty much the whole time that we were playing, because the more that we were playing, the more that we were getting rewards and getting more dark detectors. That would be my recommendation. So as long as you're near one point of interest, one in location, and you have a dark detector, you can play this game anywhere.
Ralph Robinson just said, "You're good. Keep talking. Great info." We know. That's why you need to go and follow her on YouTube. Thank you, Ralph. Appreciate it. And so let me see if I can throw some. If you have some comments, throw them in there and I will post them. And so some of them we may have answers to. If we don't, we will figure it out. So is there anything similar to the essences from Pokemon Go which lure foundables to the area you're in?
So I think that's the dark detector that I was talking about just now. Yes.
Perfect. So there is, and it's the dark detectors. And so, okay. Let's have a look. Thanks very much, everyone that's jumping on board here. Someone just said we've been playing all day long, but we're going to bed now. So, yeah, I agree with you. There's one about incense here. Is there anything like incense, like Pokemon Go, for 30 minutes to attract stuff?
No, I have not seen an incense equivalent. But just walking around, things will pop up. So potion ingredients will pop up. Port key portmanteaus will pop up. So I guess my recommendation would be, if you're just walking around, just explore your area. So I think my top recommendation is, if you play Pokemon Go especially, just go to the places you normally play that game. Open the game up at home. Walk around a little bit. Just take a walk. If you have a pet, go for a walk with your pet, with your friends, whatever. And just see how the game overlays. It's not exactly a one-to-one Pokemon Go to Wizards Unite, but there is going to be something for you to do in the game. So whether it's ingredients popping up, or if you have to go to a specific location, but start with your Pokemon Go frequented places, because it is the same map that they're using. So it's the same, Niantic real world platform that they're building off of.
So if you had some good luck with some areas or locations in Pokemon, chances are you're going to have the same type of luck there as well. And so, all right, got a few more questions coming in here. Are you okay to answer a few more, Lynette?
Yes, I'm good.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So for those of you that are jumping on board, my guest tonight is Professor Lynette from at Wizard PhD YouTube channel. We also have Twitter and Instagram, and I'll post those in a minute here. I would very much appreciate it if you jumped aboard and gave her a subscribe. Do you want to kind of give a shout out to WB quickly, because they are important to you, right?
Yes, WB. Okay, just before I talk about WB, we're almost at 600, y'all. Okay, so WB WB sponsored my travel and provided me early access to Wizards Unite. I was there 2 days ago in Hollywood. I played at Hogwarts. So thank you, WB, for sponsoring me and for providing us influencers that first look of the game, so that we can provide y'all with the best up-to-date information on Harry Potter Wizards Unite. This global launch is happening now. So as soon as this game is available in your area, please be sure to download it, check them out. This game is amazing. I can't recommend it enough. It's amazing.
And as you go along, it's only going to get better. For those of you asking me, nope, I have no idea, and neither does Lynette know when it's going to roll out to other countries. I'm assuming if everything goes well, which it looks like it's really stable. I've been on it quite a bit today, 0 downtime. So I think once they kind of get a handle on the demand in the US, now keep in mind the official launch date in the US is tomorrow. So something happened and someone got dates mixed up. So thank you very much for that, Niantic. And so, and then so it's rolling out now in the US. Or it's rolled out now in the US. I just saw you post that again, so I'm going to post your YouTube channel. What are you sitting at subscribers right now? 600?
Oh, let's see. We're getting close. Getting close.
Getting close.
Let's check. We're still at 595.
595. All right. We when we get done here, I promise everyone's going to come across here and subscribe to your channel. It really is fantastic. I've been watching your show now for a while, and your content is phenomenal, and you just have a really nice way of coming across. So that's why I want to support you. So
Thank you.
we're at 595. Let's get it to. I mean, let's bounce past 600. Let's go all the way to 1,000. So. Honestly, for those of you that don't know, 1,000 subscribers is where it starts to become lucrative for YouTubers. So if you want the content to continue, let's at least get it to 1,000 in very short order. So the amount of people jumping onto Harry Potter, including this page, in the last 10 hours, I have no reason to disbelieve that you're not going to be over 1,000 very soon. So you are for sure one of the best out there. So
Thanks.
Let's get a couple questions out there. While I'm rummaging through the questions, please look on the screen. That is Lynette's. Lynette, are you an actual professor as well?
I am a real professor.
All right. So there you go. Professor Lynette, an actual professor. So someone just subbed. So thanks very much for subbing. Eric Redmond, thank you very much for that. So I don't know if you know the answer to this, but I'm going to post it because I've seen it quite a bit. It's a technical question, so I'm sure you don't know the ins and outs, but how much data sucker is this app, and do you have any advice to minimize the amount of data?
All right, so I'm going to go into my phone to check.
Thank you for that question, Courtney. I have no idea.
Let's see. So it says that I have used 663 megabytes.
Okay, so not a ton.
No.
Okay. That's probably that's part of your download today as well, I'm assuming.
So I also downloaded the assets. There is, if you go to the settings menu when you get the game, the assets I downloaded, I think I downloaded it yesterday. It's 3 gigs on your phone.
So I would suggest doing that on Wi-Fi.
Yes, do that over Wi-Fi. And that should make the game run smoothly. I haven't had any issues, really. I was live streaming earlier. There's several live stream links on my channel right now. I think there's probably 5 different ones, but that's just me initially playing the game. I haven't really had, if you can play, especially, so I am close to a university campus and I have access to Wi-Fi. So if you have access to Wi-Fi, play the game on Wi-Fi. That will help with all of your data concerns. It doesn't seem like many people are playing right now, so the servers aren't having issues. So if you can play on Wi-Fi, I think that will help out a lot.
Perfect. Let me see. Does the game, this is a question from Stephanie Gosshopper. Let me see if I can find it on the screen yet. Does the game have to be running in order for the port keys to unlock, or will it count you're walking without the game actually running?
I don't think, I don't think, so in Pokemon Go, there's Adventure Sync so I use the iPhone that is linked to my health app. So that's how, if I'm walking around and the game is not running, I still get my distance. That does not appear to be live right now. So the game has to be running for you to get the distance. So like, for example, I was at the park and I was playing for that 2 hours. I was walking around everywhere and it told me that I only walked 1 kilometer. So there might be some issues in tracking the distance initially right now. Right now it says I've only walked 6 kilometers. But the port key distances, it's 2K, 5K, 10K. So right now it just seems like it needs to be open.
For now. I'm sure they're going to figure that out in the future. So
For now. Yes.
All right. Try and find a couple more, if that's okay with you.
Yes.
Perfect. And while I'm looking for a picture, why don't you kind of go ahead and just tell us about I'm going to find a question here for you. And then if you don't mind, just kind of tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel, and I'll find a question for us.
All right. So I am Professor Lynette. My channel is Wizard PhD. You can follow that link and go subscribe to me. We passed 600 subscribers. Thank you all so much. I play in the Tucson, Arizona area. 2 days ago, I was invited by WB. They sponsored my travel, flew me out to Hollywood, let me play the game early, and we played at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, at Hogwarts, with a bunch of other content creators, met a bunch of people who worked on the game. They have been working on this game. Actually, I found out they've been working on this game since 2014. Which I think is incredible. So that can give you a little bit of a sense of how long that they've been working on this. It is ready. It is good to go. It is something that you should definitely download. So as soon as this game is available in your area, be sure to download and to support Harry Potter Wizards Unite. It is amazing. It is something that I cannot stop playing.
Is there any truth in the rumor that they were going to push this out before Pokemon Go, and they realized that the content was just too deep at the time? They needed to wait for the possible rollout of like a 5G or something like that to handle the load?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't get any confirmation from any employees about that. Okay. But yeah, 5G is also going to step up the level of this game, but you don't need 5G to play this game.
No, there's going to be an AR tie-in pretty soon, and I think the 5G is going to make that experience otherworldly. So some of those hidden features that are still to come out. All right, Stevenger, thank you very much. She just told us that you are over 600, so I think it's job well done. And so now we can start edging towards 700. How about that?
Yes.
All right. This is going to be the last. Actually, I'm just going to read this quickly. Carrie Ann Hand said she played away from Wi-Fi, and the game consumed 67 megabytes in 45 minutes. That's not a ton. And so, obviously, if you have low data or low data availability, I'd be careful. I'd play on Wi-Fi as much as possible, but it's not a ton. And so I think Niantic were pretty cognizant of data draining everyone. So I think they've done. It's a lot of info on there. So if you can download, if you can handle the load, download a lot of it. A lot of the assets on Wi-Fi. How many gigs did you say the assets were, Nan?
3 gigs.
3 gigs. So it's quite a bit, but it'll streamline the gameplay when you are live and out in the wild. So, all right. So Sarah E. Farrell has a question on friendships. Let me actually, I'll segue into the friendships in a second. But if you are watching this, please, the number one thing we have posting on the page today is the friendship codes. Don't send me all your friendship codes. I've got about 10,000 I need to sort through. So, thank you very much for that. But I'm not going to be able to go and post every single person's friendship code online. There is a designated announcement on the page. So jump in there, give us your friend code, and then tell us where you're from as well. And so, this is going to be our last question for the night, Lynette. Thank you so much for jumping on board. Before we get to the final question, give us your channel again. We're trying to get her. We're trying to get her over 600. That's job well done. Now we're going to get you to 1,000. So for those of you that are going to watch this after the live feed, please jump on there and subscribe. We need to get to 1,000 as fast as possible. The game is now live. And so if you want to learn more about the game, about its evolution, you'll be talking about the special event you just went to, please jump on there. It's Wizard PhD. So it's YouTube/Wizard PhD. And on that page, you will see or have access to Professor Lynette's other social media pages. So so it's going to be a two-part question, though. So, but it's going to be about friendships. And so let's have a look here. So did they mention anything about the friendships at the special event?
They didn't. So one of the questions we had was whether our progress was going to carry over. And once we got confirmation that it was, that's when we started adding everyone as friends. So Pokemon Go, y'all can send gifts from Pokestops. I imagine that at some point gifts will be something that happens in the game where you can probably send rarer items or do things with that. But right now, the only thing that happens with friendships is if you're physically battling wizarding challenges, you get more XP, more experience. So like with raiding, you get the special boost in Pokemon Go. That's the only thing that's live right now for friendships.
So the second part to that question, is there a value in having a friend that is in a remote location? So someone in America, someone in England, is there the ability to do something now with those, or not as we know it?
Not at the moment, but if there is something where we can virtually, or where we can send something, like let's say we can send an owl. So this is not confirmed or anything, but it's not live in the game just yet. If you want to add friends globally, there's probably going to be also rewards for that, but it's just not live in the game right now.
Okay. That's exactly what we thought. So again, my name is Gareth. I am the admin of this page. For everyone that's kind of jumped in today, and there's a lot of you, if you're new to the game, welcome on board. The ride is just about to start. Please give Professor Lynette, her channel is live on the screen right now. Please give her a watch. Please give her a subscribe. It definitely helps. She is supported by that. Kind of just drop that in there one last time.
Yes, thank you, WB, for sponsoring me and for providing me early access to this game so I could play at Universal Hollywood and meet all of y'all. I am here to bring you the best and greatest news for Wizards Unite content, exclusive content, tips and tricks, storyline theories, travel vlogs, everything. So thank you to WB for sponsoring me. And as soon as Harry Potter Wizards Unite is available in your area, I highly recommend that you check it out. You play with friends, live your life in the wizarding world. It is rolling out right now.
Thank you so much. I would love to have you back because as the game develops, there's going to be a ton more questions. We just scratched the surface here tonight, so thank you so much for that. If you want to learn more, please, I'm going to throw it up on the screen, or I'll throw it up on the screen already. Please give her a follow. She's fantastic. She's been on the Harry Potter Wizards Unite train for since 2017 November. So the day the game was announced, her channel went live. So there is no one out there with better information. So give her a like, give her a subscribe, give her a follow. For every one of you that jumped on my page today, thank you so much. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do a lot more of this. One last thing before I go. I'm loving all the friend codes. I have no idea what I'm going to do with the 15,000 friend requests, but I do appreciate it. Code out there, post it in the announcement. And for everyone else, if you don't have the game yet, it's coming. It's rolling out. And for those of you that are playing the game, play it wisely, play it safely. And the most important thing that Jane Henke wants is experience the world. So get walking, walk the dog, walk with friends, get some mileage under the belt, and have some fun. Professor Lynette, thank you so much for tonight. We really appreciate all the work you do. We're a little bit jealous that you got to go to the special event, but now we're here to join it with you. So thank you very much, and we hope to have you on soon.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Have a good night, and get out there and play this weekend.